Hello, my name is Kat. Welcome to my channel. Today we're reviewing our Owlcrate subscription. Hello, how are you doing today? I hope you're having a wonderful day. So today's video is about my Owlcrate subscription. To start it, I have to say that this year I'm not planning to keep the subscription in my life. Maybe I will end up getting a box for the end of the year just for fun, to have something to open. Maybe no, I will see how many times they let me skip it until they cancel the subscription. If they cancel it, we will see. But let's go back to see what happened since I get this subscription, how many books I have and all of that. We're not going to go back to check and revisit every single book, and I'm not going to explain you every single book. I'm just going to give you an overview, and I'm going to talk about the books that I read and a little bit the books that I ended up having and what I think about the subscription and all of that. So last time I did this review, and it was the same like my other ones, a little confusing because I talked about too many books. But I guess if you want to check them out and see what I think about it, how my journey with the Owlcrate start, you can check it out. That video is not that long, but it's a little confusing, to be honest. So I don't want to take it out because it helped me to track what's going on my subscriptions and all of that. So far until the last time I did, I have 9 books from the subscription. Total read from that time, it was only 2, and I have it unread 7 books. This year, I add 4 boxes. I ended up reading a total of 4 books from the all total that I have. I total have 13 books, and I have unread 8 books, plus 1 book only, that when they start doing the only by the book, that is supposed to be an adult fantasy, that is this one. So that make it like 14 books from them and 9 books unread from them, if we include the book only box in this subscription. So let's see. Let's start talking about the books that I still have unread. I'm not gonna make a big description of them because I don't even remember what they are about. I'm just gonna show you which ones they are. This one is the Illuminaries. Lord, that is a retelling that I'm still very interested to read this one. I don't know why I'm still skipping this. Then Sorcery of Thorns, that is a very popular fantasy story that I'm really interested to get this one too. This is a very old version, like book. Then I have Immortal Longings. This one has beautiful edges. This one I think is more like a mix with sci-fi fantasy. Then I have Incendiary, that is been in some of my TBRs. I tried to read this one in a read alone, and then I tried to read it like last year to get these numbers a little different. It didn't happen. Then I have 3 books that I consider they are even younger than the first ones that I show you. Is The Depths. Then I have Whispering in the Dark. And then I have The Buried and the Bound. So this one is one that I was very interested to read. And then I have the last one that I get is To Kill a Shadow. I honestly don't know much about this one. It has beautiful edges too. And then we have The Master of Death, that it's supposed to be an adult fantasy, that it came only for the book only subscription. It has beautiful edges too, like beautiful in pages. This is a beautiful naked cover. The reverse jacket. I didn't show you this one because I didn't have any unboxing for this particular book. Wait, I can show you. There you go. So the same with this one. Didn't show you. I didn't have an unboxing for this one either. It has beautiful and that's jacket reverse, like the naked book, and it also has the sign in the book. So those books I didn't read them. The books that I ended up reading are the spin-off The Dawn. That is one of the books that I read long ago. It's the first in the series. They have a second one. This is about this girl that she is a teller and she went to work in the castle because she is covering for her father. So it's kind of like a Mulan story. And she met a guy that is part of the security for the king in the castle. I think they have to go to a journey and they need to resolve something. So it was fine. It was interesting the time I read it. It didn't get me so interesting or so invested in the characters for me to keep going with the series. And I believe this one I read so long ago that I think now if I reread it, it will be even harder for me to get engaged with the characters, because I've been saying so many times already that these young adult books, I cannot connect with the characters for some reason. The story, it was interesting. I hope the rest of the books I get to them and I like it, and maybe after I read them I may change my mind, I go back to the subscription, but so far I didn't have too much luck. The other one that I read long ago, it was The Kingdom of God back. This one is really good. It's about the sister of Mozart and the magical world that they create together when they were kids, and how she was put it aside, like she wasn't considered to be a musician, because in that time women, they supposed to get married and take care of the kids, the house and all of it. So they were allowed to play music until certain time, but then they put her aside, and she was really talented, and it's a real story. They really have this magical world that they used to play together when they were kids, and sometimes they think she was even more talented than Mozart. We will never know because they never let her be, So the story is really nice. I did like this one. It's a little like a magical realism, I think. So I recommended this one. I really recommend it. I already talked about this book in other videos, and it's a really good story. The two that I read recently, it was The Poison Season. I don't even remember if I read this one last year or the beginning of this year. That's why my numbers, they were 3 before, and then I changed it to 2. Like when I did the little screen that you saw with my overview, I wasn't sure. I think I read it last year at the end of the year or something like that. I cannot remember. It wasn't this year. Yeah, it wasn't this year, because if I this year, I'm talking about like it's still 2023. It wasn't the 23 read. So it's about this girl that she's trying to help her brother and an outsider to be okay, because in her town they don't allow outsiders, and they don't allow people who has no magical in them. And the forest and the river, they have some magical elements that they protect the town. And it's the journey how she's meeting this outsider and how she's trying to help her brother. It was interesting. I was at the beginning very invested, because it sounds like the magic, it will be really interesting to see. But the more I read it, the more I get like, they are not getting anywhere. Like, I don't think the magical elements are well developed. Maybe for a younger audience, this one, it will work. They will not be that much important, and it has the little romance going on there that is going to be good for the younger audience, I think. Then I have Divine Rivals. This one is a young adult. So like I said before, if you saw my other video, most of the time, if you see the size, the shorter ones are more for younger audience, and the bigger size are more for a young adult audience. This one I ended up reading with the Owlcrate people, like they have an app and they were doing like a book club situation that they read, and they parted the books for sections, and until that section they dropped some questions, and it was very interesting to read to them with them, because they put the questions, you answer the questions until that section, and then you move on to the next section, and that helped me to get through this book very quick. At the beginning, I was very interested in the magical elements. They were interesting. It was something going on with the types. It's about this girl that she works in a gazette, and she is working there because her brother went to war, and they have some guts that they are causing this war, and she's working there to help her mother, and also she's trying to find her brother too. So all together it was fine. She met a guy there in the gazette, and together they went to cover the war. It was interesting. It was good at the very beginning, and then the same, it kind of dropped my interest in, because the magic it was not explained anywhere, and when they started explaining it, it didn't make sense to me, and some of the magic, it was kind of forgotten. Like probably in the second, when I finished, I was like, this is it. They don't have a second book. Later on, I figured out that they're gonna have a second in the series, but until when I get down to the book, I was like, oh, they didn't explain too much, and some other magical elements that they have it, they didn't explain it at all. They kind of forget it. They leave it in the back. So probably they will explain that in the second book. Probably the second book will be better. I may pick up the second to see what happened, may not. I'm not so much invested in the characters. I'm not so much invested in the story, so it's going to be hard for me to pick up the second book. But a lot of people like this particular story. It became very popular, and the same, it has beautiful end pages. This is the reverse dash jacket, and it has the sign there. It's beautiful sprayed edges. All of them, they are beautiful. This one has beautiful naked cover. The older ones, they are a little more simple, but this one has a map. Yeah, you see the older ones, they are a little more simple. The same with the Spin of the Dawn. You see they are a little more simple, the older versions. Now they are more elaborated. Oh, I even have the names here. I didn't realize it. I have some notes there. So it's fine. I will read the books that I have with me. I don't know when. I hope I can get some of them done this 2024, so I can come back next year and we can do again overview about this subscription without being a subscriber, to see how much I get done and how many of them I actually like it or didn't like it, and see where I am in the future about the subscription. But for now, I will say that this subscription is not working for me, just because I'm not the target audience in general, and I'm not disliking the books, but I'm not enjoying them that much. So it's not something that I'm going to gravitate and pick them up right away. It's always my last option, technically, if I'm thinking to read something. So I hope I can get done some of these books, especially the older ones, because I feel like a lot of time is passing and I'm not getting the older ones. Still, I think lore is one of the ones that I really, really want to pick it up. Still kind of like a priority on all the ones that I have right now. I hope I can pick this one soon. And I think that's it. So sadly, Owlcrate is not going to be part of my subscriptions this year, but we're going to come back next year to check it out and see what's going on with these books. And I think that's all for this video. This one is the last video of this series of videos, me checking out my subscriptions, doing some little wrap-ups and my plans, and kind of like the started for the year of 2024. Then we're coming again with the regular book hauls, and if I can do my videos about the specific projects that I have, and maybe some other videos that I have in mind. I hope I can get those done, but this one will be the last one for all this series of revisiting my subscriptions and trying to see where I am in my library, where I am with my subscriptions, how is my reading so far until the beginning of the 2024. So if you like the video, thumbs up. If you want to know if I post another video, ring the campanita, and thank you for watching. Bye.